Mike. Here with the other host, Mike. Most inconsistent podcast of all time.
Yeah, that's for
Guys,
sure.
we're doing an Oscar review 2 weeks after the Oscars happened.
And you know what? We're not even sorry.
No remorse, nothing. I'm not even losing any sleep over this. Guess what? You want to hear an Oscar review? There is no review, no Oscars review. You want to know why? Because there wasn't even a. It's an insult to even review it. Like it's an insult to my time to review that garbage pile of a program.
I agree.
I've had so much caffeine today. I'm going to have a heart attack, and I'm gonna do it on this podcast.
Nice.
Because I don't care anymore.
You're witnessing Mike Watch history. One of us is gonna pass away, literally. So,
guys, welcome to the Mike experience. Welcome to just Mike Watch. That's it. Just a Mike Watch. Because the other one died of a heart attack. So, like, I guess Sebastian Stan has nipple piercings now for the Motley Crue movie. Or not.
Yeah,
sorry. It's not even Motley Crue. It's Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, what's that even?
Because I asked for this movie. Who's producing this?
I don't.
First of all, who decided to green light this movie?
I don't understand. Who asks for these?
Imagine it wins best picture. Like I feel like it's like we're just talking about the crap about it. I mean, it doesn't sound like it's not a horrible idea, but like it's one of those things where it's like why?
Yeah, like it's like, does it need to happen?
It seems like a script that like me and you would write. Do you know what I mean? Like some garbage script about some garbage 80s rock band story. Do you know what I mean? Like, hey Mike, like I had this idea for a Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson movie.
Yeah.
It's like if Bill Simmons, you know Bill Simmons?
Yeah.
If he wrote I feel like he would write a screenplay about like Dennis Rodman. You know what I mean? Like he would just choose some athlete who's controversial and be like, I want to write a screenplay about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, essentially.
Like have no idea that like movies need things that make sense sometimes when it's real life, so that they actually have, you know, a consumable product. Right. But you know, listen, I'm not the one who chooses the movies that get made, so we'll just leave it at that, I guess.
Yep.
But Sebastian Stan has really long nipples, and that's what I've decided after seeing that picture.
You know what? If there's any takeaway from that image,
what's that girl's name who's in it? Lily something.
Yeah. What's her fucking name now? No, I can't. No,
shout out to my Habs for being absolutely garbage this year. Fucking shitbag of a team. Literal shitbag of a team. Lily something. Come on, Mike. Are you looking at your tablet?
Yeah.
How slow is it?
Extremely. It's so fucking laggy because I haven't turned it on in 6 months.
Max, watch this. Got it. Lily James. Got it.
That's it.
So Lily James, she was in Baby Driver.
Yes.
And that's all I know her from.
I think that's all a lot of people know her from.
Yeah. I mean, Sebastian Stan, same thing for him mostly. Probably just like Winter Soldier. What else is he like? He hasn't been in anything like super huge, I feel like, besides that. He's been in stuff though. Like it's not like he's not been in anything. He's been in some stuff, but like nothing like, you know what I mean?
He's been in things.
Like RDJ before Iron Man. You know what I mean? He was definitely super popular. Sebastian Stan before Winter Soldier, rising actor for sure. Anyways, not important, not the conversation. We did watch a movie by the name of Brothers. We were gonna watch Donnie Darko, but we didn't watch Donnie Darko because we didn't want to. And that's fine. So Brothers, it's okay. I don't have much to say about the movie because not much happened in the movie, to be honest, and there's not much to really talk about except for the fact that like Tobey Maguire's a fucking nutcase.
Yeah, it's
just a nutcase.
It's a kind of movie that it's nothing really special.
Nothing special.
It's kind of just it's a movie, you know, like but
it feels like a really well done like Lifetime movie or like a like Hallmark, like a really well done like Hallmark movie, like a
Yeah.
super melodramatic like well done
Right.
Hallmark movie. Just like there's not really a plot. It's just actors reading lines and like
Right.
there's some cool ideas for scenes and some like there's some good shots here and there and
Hmm.
I feel like the movie's super redundant and like you just keep seeing the same scene over again. I feel like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like the dad and the brother or the dad and Jake Gyllenhaal get into an argument and then it ends badly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like I get the point. Tell me like what's you know what I mean? I kept watching it and feeling like I wasn't getting anything from most of the scenes.
Right. It's
Just but
it's one of those
amazing
things.
acting though.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
If you're gonna watch this movie for anything, it's gonna be that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I feel like
Because
I
there's
feel like
nothing else.
most yeah I feel like most people too haven't really seen Tobey Maguire in a lot of things,
No.
and
Yeah.
people just automatically think, oh,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Which
so
is
I mean,
fair. He hasn't done much anyway. Like he hasn't really done much either.
sure. Which I mean, the stuff that he has done that wasn't Spider-Man, like he's really good in it. Like he's a really good actor,
Yeah, undebatable.
and yeah, and I feel like nobody really gives him enough credit for that.
Hmm.
Um, because like the Spider-Man movies are a little campy and um more comedic, I guess. But
Okay. Since Spider-Man 3,
mhm.
he's done one actual roles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 roles since Spider-Man 3.
Like,
But
what was he doing since then?
in between Spider-Man 1 and 3, he had one. He had two roles. So if you didn't see him before Spider-Man, you haven't really seen him after that, unless you watch Great Gatsby.
Right.
He's done a couple of voice things. He's done some like meta stuff, but like he hasn't really done much of anything.
Hmm.
And before that, he was in like Wonder Boys and like Pleasantville, and it's like those things weren't even that popular. Like they were pretty small.
Yeah.
They're a little bit culty, I guess, in terms of their legacy. But
Hmm.
like he hasn't really done anything, and like no one talks about. It's like people act like he stopped getting casted in Hollywood. It's like you're telling me that he just like Hollywood just didn't want Tobey Maguire. Like
Yeah.
he didn't do anything after Spider-Man. Like
Yeah. It's like
did it ruin his career? The third one, like it wasn't that bad. The third one that it would
yeah.
ruin his career.
Yeah. It's not a fucking. It's not that bad of a like. I mean, it's compared to the other two, it's kind of shit, but
There's
it's
good
not
stuff in
enough
it.
to fucking. That's not enough to warrant him not being in anything ever for the rest of his career.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense to me, but
Like Andrew Garfield has had, and by choice, like Andrew Garfield. It's not like he's not getting any roles. I think he's just doing more indie stuff because he likes the indie stuff.
yeah.
I don't think he's trying to do big budget stuff anymore. I guess which makes me do it. I think that really does add fuel to that thing about how Sony and him kind of just had a bad relationship after Spider-Man 2
Hmm.
and during that as well, just because of big budget studio stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty self-explanatory. But Tobey Maguire just like it's not even like he's not doing like he like one of his last roles. I think it was his last role actually with Baby Boss was a voice for Baby Boss or Boss Baby, sorry.
Hmm.
Like he did it's not an indie role. That's a you know what is it? Was it DreamWorks or like Illumination? Whoever did that one, like you're getting
Yeah.
checks. You're getting checks. So like someone here on your management is deciding, or you is deciding not to do things like, or just
Hmm.
turning down, like you know what I mean, like, or you're not like maybe you're setting too high of a price for yourself, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like maybe you have a bad name. I mean, it's not that. I know he has a couple paparazzi mishaps, but I mean, nothing too
There
bad.
are
Like
cars there, motherfucker.
that clip is legendary and should be in the
The
Smithsonian.
best.
Should be in the
The best.
Smithsonian. I mean, maybe top 5 paparazzi clips ever.
100%.
maybe it's top 3 and it's not 2 and it's not 3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Anyways,
100%.
but Jake Gyllenhaal, however, he's done both. He's doing everything. He's doing big budget. He's doing indie stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. He's, you know what I mean? Like Natalie Portman kind of just floats in and out of Hollywood when she feels like. So,
Yeah, she's kind of an oddball too.
but she also blew up young. So right then and there is just like you're gonna be weird.
Right. Because I'm like she's great in most of the stuff she's in. Like she's a great
Yeah.
actress, but
Yeah, of course.
she just kind of floats in and out. Whereas I feel like Jake Gyllenhaal of the three of them has kind of been more of a mainstay.
Yeah, 100%. He's a Hollywood favorite. Everyone likes Jake Gyllenhaal. No one doesn't like Jake Gyllenhaal. Natalie
Yeah, and
Natalie Portman, especially because she flirts with the studio stuff a lot, like
mhm,
Thor, Star Wars. Like she had like, you know what I mean? Like even her being in Heat, like
yeah,
I feel like she's had like, especially with the Thor stuff, really just kind of, I don't know. It's definitely a scratch. I feel
mhm,
like. I feel like it's a scratch. Even the prequel stuff, like it's just kind of it's this scratch on this kind of like Hollywood darling. I feel like,
yeah,
and you know, and people, I don't think everyone thinks she's an amazing actor. I know there's people out there who think that she's probably kind of wooden
yeah.
sometimes, but yeah,
Which I mean, if you're going off the Star Wars prequels, that's kind of not fair.
yeah,
But
because George Lucas can't write dialogue
yeah, and
for his life. But
yeah,
continue.
and I mean that's extremely uh, evident.
Right, if you're not Shakespeare, you can't write Shakespeare. But continue.
But yeah, like just Jake Gyllenhaal's like last bunch of movies, like
Yeah, the guy's not. Yeah, he doesn't really miss.
yeah, like Velvet Buzzsaw was good.
Okay, that's kind of, it's like it's not really a mess, but he definitely didn't. You know, that's like a, that was kind of a,
Um,
that was weird. That was just, that movie was really not
yeah, and then like you look at like Nocturnal Animals and
right. That
Southpaw and
movie's so
Nightcrawler
underrated. Yeah,
and Prisoners, and you know the list is
Enemy,
fucking yeah, like
Spider Man. I mean, and he's great in Spider Man. I mean,
yes,
he's yeah, he's pretty good in Spider Man. Far From Home. So I
yeah. I
mean, Jake
mean,
Gyllenhaal. I mean, like just definitely not missing really that much ever has helped his career, obviously,
yeah.
in just terms of like uh fan approval.
Mhm. Also in like in a movie like Zodiac, where like
Right.
he's playing with some pretty heavy players in that movie, right?
Right. Prisoners, same thing.
Yeah, God,
Next,
him and
next, next,
fucking
next to Hugh Jackman and stuff.
yeah, God, and they're both phenomenal in that movie too. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
and they're such two different performances.
Yeah,
It feels like they're not even in the same movie in like a really good way.
yeah, exactly.
It's like those guys are in the same movie. What the fuck? It's
What a
I just
fucking great movie that is.
yeah, I'm really happy we reviewed that. Anyways, also just hard to watch just because of, anyways. Well, this isn't a Prisoners review, but uh, yeah, I mean he's definitely my favorite. And he's teaming up with Denis Villeneuve after the Dune stuff wraps up. They have a project that they're going to work on. I know that for sure.
Yeah,
Maybe it never happens because you know theaters, but
and you know,
yeah, yeah,
COVID.
yeah, 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 exactly.
So
So
so we'll see how it goes.
yeah, well,
But
Dune got pushed back a year, so that means Dune 2 is pushed back a year. I'm not sure what production's like on Dune 2, if that's already wrapped and
mm,
they're just in post production with that, because that's how that would have went. I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
But yeah, but it's, I don't. I guess we could talk about this a little bit. As someone who almost was on a set, it's really weird to see sets and movie productions just keep going,
Mhm.
but like theaters are suffering. So it's such a weird dilemma because like we're kind of just waiting for like one of them to give. Like when are
Yeah,
the productions going to stop, or like when are theaters going to start closing one by one?
right.
And a couple, it's you're seeing a little bit with like the ArcLight ones, and a couple of the ArcLights in California are starting to close,
Mhm.
which is just not good at all, and like no one likes that.
Yeah, and
I think
I've
it's just,
noticed too, like a lot of shoots are like a lot of film sets are overseas, like in the
Yeah,
UK and
restrictions are a lot looser there for the sets.
yeah, or like different
Right.
places in Europe or wherever.
And the thing about sets, like they're already like shoots are already very even though they're very organized and they have a lot of dates and procedures and protocols, they're very on like just a snap and like things are just like just flipped on its head. Like
Yeah.
things can change like this. And again, I've gone through that and only being through one production ever. Like you see it. Like it's just all the time. It's like a call, everything's changed, goodbye. And it's like
Yeah.
deal with it.
Yeah.
And there's like and there's always so having looser restrictions with COVID definitely helps sets do their thing because the COVID thing is like a whole other beast. And
Hmm.
again, like having to deal with it and like all the questions that you have to kind of ask to make sure that because they don't play around with that, especially in Ontario here. Like they do not play around. Like the COVID protocols and procedures are very tight.
Right.
So I'm sure it's like a lot of businesses keep moving over to like you see Elon Musk, speak of the devil. He's on SNL tomorrow night. And I'll definitely talk about that next week because that's gonna be fucking hilarious. Did you see the promo clip?
Yeah.
God, I wanted to kill myself. But did we expect anything less from that?
Yeah. I mean,
If you've seen anything from Rogan when he goes on Rogan, it's like the same thing.
yeah,
It's like the same thing, but like imagine giving him lines to say now. Oh my god.
Can we give out
Anyways,
Oscars for SNL performances?
can we give out can we give out like public beheadings to the cast members who are like crying over this? Like these like no name comedians who like are on SNL who like no one gives a fuck about
Yeah.
are like crying that Elon Musk is on SNL. It's like shut up. Like no one cares. Like
Like really. I feel like not even that many people watch SNL anymore. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but
I mean we know why people Weekend Update carries SNL.
yeah.
Colin Jost and Michael Che carry SNL.
Yeah.
Pete Davidson brings in a younger audience that I think even though I think every time he raps on SNL makes me want to kill myself, but he keeps just releasing these these like skits of like these musical skits of him. It's like Andy Samberg stuff, but worse.
Yeah.
It's like that was funny. This is not. It's like just slightly clever, and like as someone who's like younger, and that would be it'd be geared towards me.
Yeah.
A cringe.
Yeah.
Andy Samberg, Dick in a Box, amazing. That one where he's like, I threw that shit on the ground. Like you can't, what's that one called? I forget what that's. I get the name of that one, but hilarious.
Mhm.
Okay. Uh, yeah. I just SNL just. Anyways, what are we talking about? um, Elon Musk. Oh yeah, he's moving Tesla to Texas because of COVID restrictions and taxes and whatnot and all that stuff. And like, hey man, we're like, and I'm sure people and studios are saving money by having less restrictions because the COVID protocols require lots of funding and PP, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that's the same thing. Where the money, where you save money, you're gonna go for, especially when you're
Right.
like a big business that's gonna get taxed and all that crap. Um, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
So, anyways, Brothers is cool. Ending was okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Like no, here's the thing. There with PTSD movies, it's very hard. Could you get like either you get like the American Snipers? I'm trying to think of other good ones. I can't think of them off by heart. Like Apocalypse Now, I guess would can be considered one kind of.
Sure.
Yeah, it is one.
Yeah, you can see
Snipers and
that.
Apocalypse Now. Then you have like Cherry, which is like I think is a low tier PTSD movie. You didn't see that, but
No.
Brothers is like in the middle where it's like amazing acting. Movie is tight and it's tight enough that it's watchable,
Mm.
but it's not,
It's not quite like
yeah,
American
it
Sniper, but
no,
it's not.
it's not, quite as bad as Cherry.
Right.
Even though Cherry had so much good stuff in it. Don't want to talk about that right now, but like, uh, you know, Brothers
Yeah.
was okay. Shout out to McGuire. Shout out to him. He was insanely good in this movie.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
scare. You know, actors are like scarily good. Like this is scary how good you are right now.
Yeah.
like Daniel Day-Lewis and everything. Almost, it's like, oh my god, I'm scared because you just did that.
Yeah.
I'm like grossly intimidated by just of how much you got lost in a role. But a guy with PTSD wants to kill himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, are you okay, Toby?
Right.
What did Sam Raimi? What did what's that guy's name? Avi Arad. What's his name?
Yeah, yeah.
The Spider-Man producer.
Yeah.
What did he say to you? Like, what did he tell? Like, what did he make? What did he make you do? You know what I mean? I
You
would
just
not
kind of
be.
want to give him a hug, you know? You just want to walk up to him and just
Yeah, Toby, are you okay? It's kind of like Topher Grace now. He's kind of done like a little. He definitely chilled out after Spider-Man 3. Like,
Mm,
but he's having like we're getting like a little Topher Grace essence a little bit. He's in that new TV show. I forget what it's called.
yeah.
But apparently he's like great in it, and then he's in Black Klansman, and it's
He's
like
fucking funny in Black
it's like
Clan.
just cast Topher Grace. I'm gonna rewatch that '70s show soon,
It
or
is funny. I
up
watched
to
it like,
season 4.
yeah, I watched it, I think about maybe a couple years ago. I watched it. But
That show should have ended after season 5 or 4. I think 4 or
yeah,
5. Yeah, like should have ended after that.
yeah, most definitely. But he's another one. Like he kind of gets the shit end of the stick because Spider-Man 3.
In that '70s show, even though he's good in it, he still gets he gets boxed into that.
Yeah, like, and it's kind of not fair because like when he's in other movies like that aren't those, he's decent. Like, you know what I mean?
That's what he seems like a really cool guy. It's like,
Yeah.
don't you want to work with this guy? Like, don't you
It's
want him on your like? He's gonna help. He's gonna not be a burden on you.
yeah.
Like,
Like, I mean, I don't look at him and I think, hey, this guy would be a really good Venom, but that's not up to me. So
he probably would have been a decent. James Franco. You know, like he literally plays. What's his face? Harry Osborn.
Harry Osborn, yeah,
Oh my god, I can't believe he plays him.
yeah.
So that is so Sam Raimi to have James Franco as Harry Osborn. Jesus Christ.
Oh man. Fucking
Anyways,
James Franco, you know?
James Franco in Spider-Man 3, just on demon mode the whole entire movie.
People, there's like,
Also
there's people.
gets fucking touched up by Spider-Man in the first 5 minutes, whatever
Yeah,
that
he
is.
just gets fucking
Just
mocked, but it's
yeah.
okay. Um,
Literally gets like CTE like after that fight. Like his brain's just mush.
he just doesn't remember anything until he does when the plot needs him to. But it's fine.
Okay, Sam Raimi.
I feel like there's people who hold Raimi's trilogy of Spider-Man films so high.
Yeah. They're campy as fuck.
It just doesn't make any sense to me because like rewatching them now, you're like, this fucking blows.
Okay, I don't think it's
Except the second one. Actually, I really like the second one a lot, but not so much the other two.
listen, Willem Dafoe though is like so good in the first one. I think people think he's
He's great.
overacting. Okay, like he's kind of like it's like kind of it gives me Pacino if like Pacino was just grew up in like a sewer. And that's Willem Dafoe in the Spider-Man movies. And and the movie he's in. He's great in everything he does. Besides
he
the
really
Porto.
is.
Never had a bad performance ever and never won an Oscar. I think even been nominated. No, I think he might have been nominated before, actually.
He was nominated for I
Florida
think
Project.
At Eternity's Gate or something.
At Eternity's Gate, yeah. It might have been Florida's Project as well. Yeah. The Florida Project, sorry.
But he didn't win, movie. And he should have like 16 of them by now, but it's okay. It's fine.
If he had won for At Eternity's Gate, I wouldn't have been mad. Like looking, I mean, we actually talked about this thing on the last pod. Like we're talking about that class he was nominated with, and he could have won that, in my opinion,
easily.
And which is a fucking great movie.
There was a little bit of competition there in that class, but
right, exactly. So
he still could have taken it.
Like I think last year he could have won supporting actor easily.
Oh, for sure.
Even though Brad Pitt won, it's like I think Willem Dafoe could have taken that, and I don't think people would have been that mad.
Yeah.
Everybody who's seen it would have been like, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's not that it wouldn't have been controversial at all to even have him nominated, even with Adam Sandler.
Right.
Like, it's like you could have nominated. Like, anyways, like fucking Anthony Hopkins. Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ! And then he wins this year.
Yeah, like
Which is
it's
people who watch it, who watch The Father, seem to agree with that notion that he should have won.
yeah, like I've
Especially over Chadwick, but even the Academy was like, "Oh, he won."
mhm.
They literally said we thought that it was gonna be Chadwick, so we put it last.
Yeah, which
And how do you not know who's gonna win though?
see, like for me, I fucking I hate when Oscars are given to people because they died, which
Right.
unfortunately I think that's why Heath Ledger got his. As
It's
great as
possible.
he is, I
Yeah.
think that's probably why they gave it to him. However, I felt different with Chadwick Boseman and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom because
You really think he should have won?
I think he actually deserved that
I want to see what
regardless.
I want to see who got nominated with Heath because um
Yeah, maybe the class was weak. I don't know. Maybe that's why he won too. But
it was, I think, when 2008 I think was a really good year. So I just want to make sure Oscars supporting.
I like don't get me wrong, Heath Ledger, that's one of the greatest performances, especially in a comic book movie of
Right.
all time.
I'm honestly just curious.
Yeah, but I mean,
Okay, like I hate when
comic
they
book
show.
movies tend to get the shit end of the stick when it comes to Academy Awards.
Okay, let's see.
Unless you're Black Panther,
I
then you get a
mean,
Best Picture nod.
I'm
But
not gonna lie. He probably deserved it that with the nominations. I'm looking at it.
who was that? Who was
Josh Brolin for Milk, Michael Shannon for Revolutionary Road, which is a good movie, and he's great in that movie. RDJ for Tropic Thunder.
Oh yeah.
Heath Ledger for The Dark Knight, and then Philip Seymour Hoffman for Doubt, which is another fair
that's
one.
a
So him
that's a
winning is
pretty
fine. Him winning's fine for that, to be honest.
yeah, it's okay. I could
Well,
see a
I mean,
couple of those guys over him, but
but I mean, like in hindsight, in my opinion, undoubtedly Heath wins that. Like if you maybe then when you watch, maybe then it would have made more sense if someone else won, like just based on merit. But like
mhm,
God, I mean, like that to me, that's I have zero problems with him winning that one. And I know what you're saying because it feels like they kind of gave it to him because they died, but we don't see the nominees and we're like, those are all great actors.
right.
But when I look at a person who wins a best picture performance, like if their performance isn't being talked about 5 years later,
Mhm,
they probably didn't deserve it. And like
right.
if none of them are being talked about, then they're not all that great.
Right.
Like we're gonna be talking about Willem Dafoe in The Lighthouse, I think, for years. I think we
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
I think until he dies, we'll be talking about that performance and how he should have been nominated for. I think that's gonna happen.
Mhm,
Anthony Hopkins and The Father, probably not.
right.
I think Riz Ahmed and Sound of Metal will be talked about for a while. To be honest, I think it's gonna grow a lot of people. That
You know
background
what?
movie.
After I watched Sound of Metal, I was convinced he was going to get it.
Yeah, and so like Chadwick not winning isn't my problem. My
Yeah.
problem mostly lies. It's like the cherry on top of like the Oscars really messing up this year. Of
Yeah.
like Anthony, they wanted Chadwick to win clearly. They obviously thought he was going to win. They really wanted him to win, especially in terms of ratings. They
Yeah.
wanted Chadwick to win. They didn't even know that he wasn't going to win, and they put the category last.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Which that's
did
fucking
you just
stupid.
But maybe Anthony Hopkins really deserved it though, because we both didn't see The Father. But all the clips I've seen, it's like, yeah, he probably deserved it.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
gonna
what I
lie.
said too. Like I've seen a few of the scenes from the movie and I'm like, okay, I can see why he got it.
Right.
Um I'm like I mean, am I really like upset about it? Not really.
Mike just died. There he is.
Um
Earthquake. Mike's alive.
um but I mean, he's a great actor. I mean, you know, give him
Right.
all the Oscars because He's an incredible actor.
This is the second one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. This is the second
People
one
people
since.
were saying that like this was his best performance since like Silence of the Lambs,
Right, probably is.
which I'm sure it is.
Yeah, but he still got nominated for the one last year, which he didn't deserve.
Yeah.
Did
So I
did you
mean,
see the Did you see that movie Two Popes?
no,
Yeah, it was
I did
good.
not.
I liked it a lot.
I was gonna check it out last year before the Oscars, and then I changed my mind. I'm like, I don't care.
I don't blame anybody for not caring, to be honest. But I've watched it twice actually.
Mm,
Didn't deserve best Oscar nominations.
yeah.
Both of them didn't deserve it, and they're both really good, but they both didn't deserve it over anybody else.
Again, like both great actors, but
It's literally just them. It's one of those things where they're definitely great,
yeah.
but I think the directing is better than the acting. I think the acting is just you just gave two great actors to a good director,
Mm-hmm.
and he set them up for that.
Just kind of yeah.
That's what I look at it, and that should be most performances. But like, I think it was a better. It was the directing that the directing of those actors and those scenes
Yeah.
is what led them to, and just like Anthony Hopkins is very charismatic.
Right.
And that's what I think got his anyways, I don't again this isn't the conversation about that, but I think we know that the Oscars is very poor at decision making and who wins
Yeah.
what. And they also, let's be honest here, we need a good host. If you have a good host, it's fine.
Exactly.
It's when you get crappy comedians hosting. That's when it feels
Yeah.
like it drags. And it felt like it dragged this one, in my opinion.
Yeah. Big time.
I mean, we missed like half the show on purpose.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, because like
Mike,
when
I'm not gonna lie. Like when we were and I think we all kind of like I didn't want to watch any more of it.
yeah, honestly, me neither.
Even like the ending, like, I didn't want to see any of it. I'm like I'm totally checked out right now. Also,
You know how they get you though.
Oh my god, Helen Mirren, was it Helen Mirren? Who was it? Who was it? Was it her who was just twerking?
Glenn Close.
Glenn Close. It was Glenn
Yeah.
Close who just started twerking. And then
You know
started
your shit.
parking. Started howling at the. Then got cheered for. I'm like, what is this, Great Wolf Lodge pre-shift?
You know what though? You want to talk about directors who kind of actually not even that Frances McDormand needed a good director to be good in that movie because she didn't.
No, yeah.
But fuck me, what it do? Like I was convinced, I was 100% sold that both of those ladies were going to get Oscars that night.
Chloe Zhao and
Chloe Zhao and Frances McDouble.
Right. Frances McChicken. Right.
I was convinced, not only because Frances McDormand, like, first of all, 3 leading actress awards that she's gotten.
2 in the past 5 years, yeah.
Which is the exact same as Daniel Day-Lewis, who is widely considered arguably the greatest actor of all time. So,
right.
You could also make an argument for her, I guess, but
greatest actress. I mean, it's fair.
But fuck, man, I as much as Nomadland was a fucking snooze fest at some point, or at some points, but most points, yeah. Almost the whole movie, but
yeah, snooze movie, yeah. For better, for worse, but yeah, continue.
But I was watching this video on the John Campea show, actually, believe it or not.
I haven't watched him in months.
Don't blame you.
I'm so sick of him. And
I
guess
don't
what?
blame you.
I ride so hard for that guy. No pause. That sounded really gay. Anyways, Hamilton native. I know. I know where he lived. Like used to live. Like grew up. I know that area. Like he's and it's like a huge inspiration for me. And I used to love watching this guy every day. Part of my routine was John Campea show. When he was on when he did anything for like Collider, any Schmodown stuff, any movie trivia, any movie fight stuff. Before, I don't want to cut you off, Mike, but I always want to talk about this. John Campea now, his takes almost all the time are horrendous.
Mm.
And like, oh my god, yeah,
It's he was they brought up something that
he gets bags though.
he does. But he was they
Fortune
brought up
cookies hard.
something that they brought up something that Kevin Feige was talking about, Eternals getting a Best Picture nod, which I'm like, you're hilarious if you think that's actually gonna happen, but also haven't seen the movie yet, so I don't know.
Well, guess
But
what? I mean, Black Panther got one, so
yeah, that's true. But and John was saying, oh well, like they're like I know like a source that's close to the project, and he said it could be like it's nothing really that Marvel's done before. They went a totally different direction, and I'm like,
yeah.
I get well because I guess because fucking Chloe
Chloe
Zhao,
Zhao,
they've
yeah,
never had an Oscar winning director go into the MCU like that,
yeah. I don't think you have.
fresh off
Yeah,
an Oscar.
yeah. Well, she wasn't even
Um,
fresh off one yet. That's the thing.
yeah, they didn't even know she was going to
She
win that
she was
night.
practically a festival darling when they casted her as the yeah.
Right.
That's pretty much
So
it.
now she's got a Best Picture nom or Best Director nom and a win, and
Didn't
then
didn't it get Best Picture?
yeah.
Yeah.
Did it?
Who? Yeah,
Oh, it did. It did. It did. Yeah, because Frances McDormand went up there twice.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they did get Best Picture too. Son of a bitch.
Fucking cleaned up tonight or
Yeah,
or not tonight, 2 weeks ago, but
two
yeah,
weeks ago. Yeah,
yeah.
it son of a bitch. It did. So I mean, that's
Son
good
of a
for.
bitch.
Well, because then John Campion was like, "Oh, well, that's think about it. Like that's one thing that Marvel hasn't really done yet is go for the Oscar bait movie." I was like, "Well, why would they? Because what do they give a shit about the Oscars? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think. Okay, I haven't seen the video, but I don't think they're attempting Oscar bait.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
They it could be a response to Scorsese. Uh, that's about it. Like
yeah, because
getting Chloe out could be a response to, Scorsese kind of his comments because I'm sure that I'm sure Marvel's billions of dollars didn't really affect them when he said like you're not really cinema,
yeah,
but I'm sure it
like,
stung a couple people there, and I'm not
yeah,
surprised if they made a couple decisions after like even with the TV shows you look at them stylistically
yeah.
they're a little bit more on the creative side than
Mm-hmm.
most of their movies. So I don't
Well,
know.
and
Possible.
they're
It's
also kind of
possible.
like
But they got a taste of it Black Panther, and I'm sure that they probably really. I mean, think about it. What have they not done yet? Really?
that's true.
Now, I mean, if you really,
That's
it's completely possible that they're just like, we haven't actually gotten the Oscar yet. Like we got the
yeah,
nomination for Black Panther, but they know they got the nomination for one reason,
right.
and
And
they might actually be going for it. Who knows?
you think too, like they've really hit a lot of like they've done the kind of spy thriller thing. They've did the whole heist movie thing, and they've hit a lot of bases in the MCU. So
Yeah, I think it could be possible that they're going for it.
like I mean, Kevin Feige is probably the most successful producer in Hollywood. So I don't really think he
Yeah.
gives a shit. But
Right.
I mean, if it came along and Eternals, let's say, was up for Best Picture, or if one of their upcoming movies becomes the biggest of all time, I'm sure it's just a nice bonus for him. I don't think he's like literally trying to go out there and get an Oscar.
It's Here's the thing. Um 5 minutes ago I said I would definitely say that's definitely not true. Like it's just definitely like there's no way that he's going out there to get one.
Mm,
But if you really put into perspective like what Marvel can do, like what have they not done? It's really just get an Oscar for best pick. Like
yeah,
it's really just really but is Eternals really the one you go for?
that's what I mean. Like
Like
because
that's the I guess we just gotta wait and see. Like
yeah, like we also haven't really seen anything from Eternals yet.
what
So
I've seen so far, that 5 seconds that we saw, I thought looked dope as fuck. And Angelina
yeah,
Jolie looks sick as fuck in that.
yeah,
That she, I mean, do you agree? I thought she looked so sick.
yeah, I agree.
Um, yeah,
And
Selma
fucking
Hayek is gonna, I'm sure, be great in that movie. So it's Eternals is That's
the
such a
potential's there.
wild card for
The
something.
yeah, like I mean, the potential's there. They got the talent on and behind the camera. So
Right.
I mean,
that's fucked.
I mean, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. But
yeah, I'm really thinking about Eternals now, and I'm like, yeah, what a wild card of a movie.
Yeah, I mean, like of all the Marvel movies coming out, that's probably the one that has the best shot. Like, I mean, you're not gonna see Black Widow get a Best Picture nom ever, but
or Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, or like, you know what though, I wouldn't be surprised if it does. To be honest with you,
right? Also, shit name, but continue.
It's kind of it's cringe.
Oh, it's cringe.
Yeah.
It's cringe.
Yeah,
don't call it that.
Like they're trying too hard.
Imagine if Star Wars made a movie called The Force is with you. Everyone would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill myself."
Yeah, like
even like Rise of Skywalker was like kind of cringe.
Yeah, that's a pretty stupid fucking title.
Should have been called Duel of Fates, but anyways.
Also, it's a trash movie, so it goes along nicely with a shit title, right?
Right.
So,
I mean, yeah, I mean, like calling it not even Black Panther 2. Is it Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever, or is it just Wakanda Forever?
I think it's Black Panther Wakanda Forever, if I'm not mistaken. Well, because all of their movies have like the hero name.
Please tell me
a subtitle.
Not all of them. A lot of them don't. It's weird.
Well, I mean, except for like the first movies, like everybody's first movies is just like Iron Man or Thor.
Well, Iron Man never had a subtitle.
Iron Man 1, 2, and 3 never.
I guess actually a lot of them do. I guess I'm wrong.
Those are the only ones I think that don't well, unless like Guardians, like Volume 1, 2, and 3. But
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the Blade got pushed back a year. Totally fine with that. Take your time. Take your time, boys. Just Blade is it's do it right. Because if you do it wrong,
I am so excited for that.
If Blade bombs, it will bomb. It will be a fucking terrorist attack in New York in September 11th in 2001. That shit will bomb, bro.
Yeah.
If Blade bombs harder than other movies because Blade is a fucking vampire movie. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's
so easy.
I'm glad it's a movie though and not a show, because when they first announced it, I was afraid it was going to be a show.
Why are you afraid of that?
Because he's a like a movie character to me. Like, I don't want to
see what you're saying. Blockbuster type of guy.
Yeah, like especially with Mahershala Ali, like he's an Academy Award winning actor. You're not going to put him on a Disney Plus show. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I wouldn't listen. As long as it's good, I usually don't care.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? As long as it's good, like I'm not too concerned if it's a TV show, if it's a movie, if it's a cat. As long as it's good, I'm okay.
Yeah,
but I would rather see a Blade movie in theaters than a TV show, though.
Right.
I'd rather go there and just inhale popcorn and then watch that movie than I mean. I'd be at home and be like half tight, like half asleep watching the fucking TV show because I just finished 10 hours of data homework and I have to watch Blade now to talk about my fucking garbage podcast.
It's like, I mean, I'd rather, like, even if it was like, let's say a 6 episode, like fucking every episode's 50 minutes.
Imagine it was like a Punisher style TV show. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, from that point of view, I guess it wouldn't be that bad, but like, I mean, my preference personally, I would say movie.
Same.
Also, I mean, like the Punisher show was better than the movies, but also that's because of fucking. I actually do like Thomas Jane a lot. The first,
he's a fucking stud.
Yeah, he's great, but man, John Bernthal is fucking excellent.
Yeah, I mean, like, he fucks so hard as Punisher.
Yeah, definitely. It's fucking brutal. And Mahershala Ali was in Luke Cage too.
Yeah,
by the way,
I was about to say he actually wasn't in a Marvel TV show.
He wasn't in a Marvel show, yeah. Which he was good in that show. Actually, I think I only watched that first season.
Which is good, because you don't have to watch anything after that. Because
it's
season 2, I got 20 minutes in, turn it off because the guy was vlogging. Turned it off.
I think I watched like the 3 seasons of Daredevil, the 2 of Punisher, and then I think the Defenders, and then I didn't watch anything. And then season 1 of Luke Cage.
I watched season 1 of Luke Cage, skipped Iron Fist, Watch The
Yeah, I did too. I heard
Defenders.
it was so bad. No, that's why I didn't watch it.
My brother liked it a lot actually. But yeah, I heard the same thing though. Everybody I knew watched it, liked it. It's really weird. Anyways,
I wanted to watch
season
Jessica Jones, and I never got around to it.
I got season one. I got to season 1 and 2 of that, and then I didn't watch anything else. So I got season 1 Defenders, Luke Cage season 1, 20 minutes of season 2. Shit. Uh, Daredevil season 1 to 3, Punisher season 1 and 2, Jessica Jones season 1 and 2, and then that's it. So I watched most of the Marvel stuff on Netflix, which I thought was all pretty well done.
Yeah.
Defenders was okay.
Overall, yeah, Defenders was okay, but I mean,
I
like
never saw the new season of Daredevil. Actually, I'm lying.
season 3. You never saw season
I
3 of
never
Daredevil?
watched it. Yeah, I lied. I never watched it.
It's
Yikes.
pretty good. It's not as good as I think season. I think season 2 is the best one.
Yeah, it has to be. It is in my head. There's no way it's not.
Because I fucking love Punisher's introduction in that show,
It's amazing.
and I love that
This
whole
this
storyline throughout the season.
yeah, with the court it just it works, man. It works.
Yeah,
It's good. Like it's
and
yeah.
oh my god, bro, you want to talk about a fucking amazing casting in the Marvel shit? Vince D'Onofrio is Kingpin.
That scene in the jail, and you know what I'm talking about. That
Yeah,
scene in the
like
jail.
if you're
It,
gonna cast somebody as the Kingpin, it's him.
Vincent fucking D'Onofrio, yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
He's one.
that scene might be one of the best scenes in a TV show, in my opinion,
I
ever.
agree.
Is that, especially in terms of like an action thing, like it just fucks incredibly
Yeah.
hard.
That's one thing that's always been great in those shows, and especially in Daredevil and Punisher, is the combat.
100%. Even in Luke Cage,
The
fun stuff.
choreography is
Fun
yeah,
stuff.
it's unreal.
Yeah. Stick is great in that. What's her name? Elektra.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
great in that stuff. Russo. She's great. Russo's great in Punisher. Foggy.
Froggy.
Yeah, he's
Froggy.
Foggy Froggy. He's great. And then the lawyer lady's great. I forget her name. She's great. She's phenomenal. Really amazing.
What's the
Um,
actress's name? Ellen
I
Page is the. Is that her name in the show?
no, that's her
What's her
name.
name in the show? Page. Page something.
I
Something
don't know.
Page.
April.
I
Isn't it?
forget, and it's gonna bother me for the next 6 months.
Anyways, let's just. I'll find it. But in the meantime, think of what you're gonna say, big boy. Yeah. What were you?
Was it Ben Barnes in Punisher
Oh, the
that
actor.
that played?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
played.
that was him. That was him. Her name
He's
is
fucking great in
her
that show
name's
too.
Karen Page.
Karen Page. That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. That's it.
Foggy Nelson, Charlie Cox, you know.
He's great.
Yeah, he is great. Fuck yeah. Fuck, that show is amazing. Anyways, literally love Punisher. Got my dad into Punisher. He loved it. Told him to watch it, didn't watch it, didn't watch it. Started to watch it, loved it. Knew he would too.
Oh, it's so good.
That
Oh
one
man,
scene in the first season at the end when he's beating the fuck out of that one guy, I'm like, yeah. That movie is what Saint Anger, the song, sounds like with better
yeah,
snares.
yeah, yeah. What it should sound like.
Saint Anger around my neck. Is it fear? Anyways, I watched this thing of, it was Master of Puppets, but with Saint Anger snares.
Oh God.
Yeah.
As bad as it sounds, eh?
Lars kind of you know what? Saint Anger makes sense as why it's like, I understand why Saint Anger happened.
Mhm.
It was that time when Jason left was just a horrible time for everybody in that band. Like, just meant like they were all like, Lars is like, he really hit like after the 90s and all that fucking cash, he just all that cash, he just got up, just inhaled all that cash. Yeah.
Yeah.
He started buying like really abstract art for like $1 million, and it's like, buddy, you know what I mean? Like, he started really getting up there and like weird stuff.
Mm.
He started being the bleached tips and everything, Heffield, and he was an
Yeah.
alcoholic for like the foreverth time.
Poor
And
guy, eh?
yeah, and then like obviously Jason made them realize that they were fucking weirdos and like they're messed up, and like that's what they
Yeah.
made some kind of monster for some reason.
Yeah, I mean they did kind of treat Jason like shit, so
But it made them realize like it's Cliff dies, and then that spawns. It seems like that spawns their behavior, and then it's like it makes sense. Like injustice happens, and then with injustice, you get the horrible mixing of the base, which was to fuck with Jason, and then that you see them cross the line,
right.
and then with obviously with the Black Album, cutting their hair, which I think might have been after the Black Album, but still like that era of Black Album to like load and reload, like changing their sound a little bit. And the Black
Yeah.
Album one, I still keep Black Album like not as a bad thing with their sound because it's a good album,
Yeah. It's
and
a great album.
and they had to change their sound because that's why they're the best band, not best band, but they're one of the best bands ever because they adapted to change their sound and they're not
Right.
Anthrax. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. See, like
uh,
to me, there's a difference between.
oh, wait, I had this thought in the shower today. I want to see hear your thought about this.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Metallica can make a Holy Wars and a Peace Cells and like Seasons in the Abyss and like they can make that. But Slayer and Megadeth and Anthrax cannot make a Black Album.
You're right.
They cannot make a Bleeding Me or a, fucking Day That Never Comes.
You're totally right.
Like they can't make that. They can't.
Yeah.
And
And
maybe I could see like I think Slayer musically can do that.
mhm.
Uh
And yeah, like I mean, no doubt the talent is there.
but they can't do that.
I mean,
And
like
that's why Metallica's
technically they could, but
Metallica.
like, yeah, and that's what I feel like is so special about Metallica
Nothing else
is
matters is an amazingly written song.
yeah, like it's just is there really anybody else that could write and play the song the way they do? Probably not.
But
You know what
even
I mean? Like,
even just like the bands who make thrash metal,
mhm,
even just them, like they can't like anybody who says that Metallica's like not the best thrash metal out of the whatever is the big four,
yeah,
you're wrong. And like I think you're objectively wrong. Like if you prefer the other bands, fine.
yeah.
Don't tell me Slayer's better than Metallica or like Megadeth is better than Metallica. Like, are you fucked
I
out of your out of your fucking mind? Are you
I
coked?
I saw this one. I saw this one picture on Instagram the other day. I sent it to my brother, and it was like like metalhead saying that Metallica sold out, and then it's like Slayer, and it was a picture of them playing on the Tonight Show, which I
Oh my
fucking
god.
love.
I
But
love that. I love that.
but that always bothered me when people say that Metallica sold out. As to me, there's a difference between
No, they clearly didn't sell out. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
There's a
It's like
there's a difference between
it's not even a
evolving your
debate.
own sound and selling out. You know
Selling
what I
out is
mean? Like
like is selling out would be what would selling out be? I almost
like
want to say
Maroon 5,
sold out.
totally
Yeah, Adam.
sellouts.
Yeah. For
If
sure.
you listen to their like first couple albums versus like now, they're a
Yeah.
totally different band.
Yeah. 100%.
Whereas Metallica, the elements of their stuff is still there. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like when
Yeah.
a band kind of evolves their sound, it's a different story. It's
You
not
could
selling out.
you can hear like I feel like and also each album I feel like sounds different.
Yeah,
Like
but like in a good, it's
mixing wise,
yeah,
tonally,
and
like song structure, like songwriting, like everything sounds different. I feel
yeah,
like with their albums, it's a
yeah,
different
and
thing each album.
yeah, it's not like too like it's you can't keep doing the same thing on every single album
Yeah, they did it for four, literally
because it
four
just
albums. Yeah,
it gets stale and then people bitch about it, but then you change it and then they still bitch about it. So it's
right.
like
That's why they changed it was because they thought that they could tell when they were playing And Justice live that they were like,
yeah,
I think this is the crowd response wasn't
yeah,
the same anymore. And those alcoholic fucks are gonna make that irrational decision, which wasn't a bad decision, but like it feels irrational to change it so almost entirely
right.
because you'll never hear a Nothing Else Matters on a Master of Puppets.
Right.
or even an injustice. But like they did that, and shout out to Bob Rock, great producer in that album.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
but maybe you can say like, I'm not sure who approached who. Usually the producer approaches the band, I think, but they
Mhm.
were so big at the time that they probably didn't approach. They probably approached Bob Rock.
Yeah.
But if you, the only case that you can make is the approach Bob Rock, who had done like Aerosmith and Bon Jovi, I think.
Yeah.
So like,
Which
but sound wise, if they're trying to go for that
yeah,
just based off that, I get what you're saying. But
right.
like everything else says otherwise. And
Yeah.
and I'm gonna say it again, like it speaks more to their talent, because almost any other rock band can't do thrash and also make a Nothing Else Matters, which is an amazing song. And
Right.
I don't care about it's an amazing song, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
Also, I think it's a top 5 solo on that of Metallica solo. I think it's top 5 Nothing Else Matters, and I think it's a Hetfield solo.
It
I'm pretty
is, I
sure.
think. Yeah.
So I think it is. I mean,
Mhm.
people probably say otherwise. I think most metal solos that I hear are like all the same in my head.
Yeah.
It all just sounds like a variation of Eruption.
Yeah.
Is that just me?
Yeah, it's no, it's
I feel
definitely
like
not just you.
okay,
That's
because I feel like when I hear most metal, I'm like, it's just you trying to do Eruption,
yeah.
and then you're not doing Eruption, so everyone's like, I'm tuned out. See ya. Like,
It's checked out.
yeah, like I feel like fuck off with the solos. If you're not gonna be like, if it's not gonna be amazing, just don't do the solo and just
Yeah.
keep playing a fucking riff, and then
I
just or end it.
yeah, exactly.
Don't make it
Like I
7 minutes long with a 2 minute
I
long solo. It's shit. You know what I mean?
yeah, I think I said this before too that like I mean, I'm like being a guitar player, I'm more about feel in a solo rather than speed. So
Yeah, it doesn't make
if
sense for
you're
me to
talking like if you're talking metal solos to me, I'm kind of just like
could do without
okay.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, which I mean, that's why I fucking love blues stuff because you can feel this the song. You know
but
what I
then
mean?
but then I hear the people who are like Steve Ray Vaughan is boring. You know, I hear that a lot, and like
Fuck you if you think
I'm
that.
like, you're bored listening to. I mean, like maybe if you
Have
like sat there and tried to listen to like all of his albums in like a day, you probably get like you probably want to kill yourself. But like
yeah, but like if you watch him play, if you're watching him play like videos and he's fucking his guitar's behind his back and he's fucking breaks strings and
he's playing voodoo towel shaking somebody's hand.
yeah,
Like
and he's like just fucking he's switching guitars as smooth as I've ever
yeah,
seen in my entire life.
yeah,
Like
blinking. Yeah, I mean, like he's yeah.
and he's got a fucking sick hat on all the time and he's fucking, you know.
Yeah, but but everyone who says it, like they put like Angus Young as like the best guitar player ever. You know what I mean? Like
See,
that's their is like,
ACDC. See, ACDC is what you get when you don't change anything about your game for 45 years.
but they still sell, like they still bring in bags though, which is funny.
Which yeah, which
They're
that
they're
that
they're rare that they actually still bring in bags, but that's
yeah, because it's there's something about them that just when they come on,
fuck yeah.
you just yeah, you know what I mean.
It's the
It's just
embodiment of hell yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it just fucking gets you going, you know,
Right.
like which yeah, good for them, man. You know, they're fucking like a million years old and they could still fill a fucking arena, but um, and they just put out a new album which fucking rocks. Like what
Yeah.
a year
It's
ago, I think
it's
it came out now,
it's
or a few
it's
months
it's
or
yeah, it's come,
months to a year, I can't remember.
I think it was in the summer.
Yeah,
But
almost a year.
so we're getting close. Yeah, but anyways,
Shit fucking rips, bro. It fucking
I don't
rocks.
there's some good highlights.
Yeah.
Some good highlights on there. Yeah, it's just it's unfortunate that like, and I mean I think we've talked about Metallica's sound like more than once in this podcast already.
Mhm.
But yeah, I really had that thought today, and it really hit me that I was like, and I'm like, and Matt, I remember Matt was like, you like Mega, like you like, uh, uh, Dave Mustaine's voice, and I'm like, yeah, because Dave Mustaine's voice works for Megadeth.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it just plays into the fact like Megadeth has their sound,
Mhm.
and I like Megadeth for their sound, and I like Slayer for their sound, right? But both those bands cannot do what Metallica's done.
Yeah.
Um, and that's just a fact. And like you say, we want about Lars as a drummer. I don't think without Lars, Metallica is Metallica. Now you could say like you could replace Lars with like fucking Dave Grohl, like, and just insert good drummer,
Yeah.
and who knows what happens. But like, like Saint Anger,
They would still survive.
right. But like you just don't know. You just can't say for sure
Mm-hmm. I
what
mean,
would
like
happen.
I'm sure it wouldn't be quite the same because especially when it comes to drummers, they each kind of have their own feel, right?
Right. Lars obviously has
So
that. He loves the double kicks and
yeah,
yeah,
he's sometimes he plays a little bit off tempo, and it's okay.
or just doesn't play the right song at all. But yeah,
Or yeah, or he just
or this or the song at all, just any in any form way. Just yeah. I mean, the fact that in shows he's actually as consistent as he is shocking, because in every tuning room video, he
yeah,
doesn't know what he's playing. So I don't know how he does it on stage, because he is usually mostly doing it right,
yeah,
but he messes up more than most people, but still does mostly right. Don't know how. I mean, I guess after 30 years of playing the same songs, you get it right every time
yeah.
almost, but like he still messes up too much, and it just doesn't. He's an enigma, to be honest.
When we were watching the
He's also
S&M2
Danish.
or whatever, I said to my brother, like, you think he's playing to a click?
Probably,
I'm like, there's no
probably.
way he's watching the conductor and keeping time. There's no way. So he's got to have a
He
click in
isn't.
his
He
ear.
isn't that. Also, okay, Lars in the '80s could hit those. He can hit the kit hard. Okay,
Oh yeah,
it's just he got older and he got a little bit. He got really lazy,
yeah,
and he thinks he's like the Mozart of rock, and it's like, take it easy, bro. You're not Robert Plant or Jimmy
yeah.
Page or any of these guys who are like, or most mainly Jimmy Page, but these guys who were like these revolutionaries in their
Mm-hmm.
in their sound, or like a Jimi Hendrix or whoever you want to insert you know
Yeah.
master of musician,
Mm-hmm.
and Lars thinks he's there and he's not. um
Just not quite.
I think Hetfield's the greatest metal guitarist. I think so, and
You,
I'm definitely in a minority, because I just think his it's here's the thing. I don't, and this is just me. I just think like when you have 40 years of amazing riffs,
yeah,
like almost most of the albums, he isn't the problem. Like it's not really it may be like songwriting, like on fuel on unload and load. A lot of the problems are the song structures, which is a lot of James, a lot of killer riffs. Death Magnetic isn't that really great of an album. A lot of killer riffs. The song Saint Anger, one of my favorite Metallica riffs, is that song. And he kicks ass so hard, and he is the greatest. He probably one of the better voices in metal too, in my opinion.
yeah, yeah. You're probably not wrong there either, actually.
But and that's just me. I listen to a lot of it, and it's like he can do a lot more than he can sing a lot more and do a lot more and play a lot more than a lot of these other guitarists and these guys can.
Yeah,
So that's just me, and I'm probably wrong, but
I mean, I definitely agree with you there. I think there's something a lot of times with like metal
also like
singers.
down picking in general. His down picking is like,
Oh, it's unbelievable.
yeah,
It's fucking crazy fast. Um, which it fucking baffles me because you just watch him and he's just fucking like
yeah.
his hand's like a
He
blur. It's moving so fast. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
I try down picking like any good song that's like semi fast on a bass, and I'm like, my hand's broken.
yeah.
Can't do it. Just I can't. And like my hand can do it, but like I guess like with the pick and the string, it's just different.
Yeah.
And then like you're not even, yeah, but it how how
Yeah. Definitely. And like not only that, he can do that while he's singing a fucking
I was
song.
about to
It's
say
like,
like, yeah, he's singing like Creeping Death, and he's playing Creeping Death, which is like an extremely hard riff to do
yeah, like
for
that's
And he said it himself, like he has to alternate pick sometimes on that song because it's such a hard riff to do and sing. It's like, but Creeping Death is like one of their best live songs still.
Mhm.
So, and also they're gonna go on tour. I think, I'm apparently hearing it's winter of 2022.
Ooh,
Um,
going?
With Greta Van Fleet.
Holy
So
shit!
yeah, two
Oh
favorite
my
bands right
god,
now. Two favorite bands right now.
going to that. Yep.
And I'm like, I'm not kidding. Soon as it drops, we're spending
Yeah.
a bag
Yeah.
on tickets. Um,
Yep. Definitely. Take
don't
all my
care.
monies.
Take all the monies. Um, yeah.
Take
How
all of my 50 cents.
take it all. See, I'm gonna get a second job just to go
Well,
see them.
well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put everything on the table, right? Here's my wallet and my keys and
Take
my
it.
pants.
Take it.
Take it all. You know what? Because
Here's
it'd be worth
my, yeah, just everything. Here's my
it.
everything. Selling my soul for Metallica concerts.
Yep. Would it be worth it?
I would be
Probably.
very sad if I died and didn't see Metallica live.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of those. That's one of those shows that you just
I'm
like.
shocked you guys haven't seen them live.
Well, because we didn't really get into them until like recently,
Mm.
like probably within the last handful of years.
Because they're always touring. That's why I always assumed that you guys would have just gone
Yes.
to see them eventually, especially Matt.
Yeah, and one of my buddies went to see them with Avenged Sevenfold back in
Oh
like
fuck yeah,
2017, and he said they were
nice.
fucking incredible. Like you talk about a show,
Yeah.
Jesus
Uh,
Christ.
like I remember I was talking to Matt about seeing
Heck.
like Primus and like somebody else. I think it was like Primus and somebody else live, and I'm like, it might have been Ben Sevenfold. Anyways, I don't think I forget who it was with Primus, but um, I was like, I kind of like they're really good live,
Mhm.
and I kind of just want to see those guys live. Like I'm not even a huge Primus fan. Like I just want to see like when it comes to concerts, I don't just go because I like someone's music.
Right.
Like I want to go because you're good live. Like John Mayer
Mhm.
live. I'm going because John Mayer live is John Mayer live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Though
I,
I've seen him twice now, and both times, like not even just for the music, just to watch him as a guitar player
yeah,
is
I want
fucking incredible.
I want to see him with Dead and Company so bad,
Yeah, I would love that too.
but they're going to Mexico for their performances because they're playing in the band.
The
Get it?
uh
'Cause
the
playing in the band. Get it, man?
the first time I saw him, it was at the Budweiser stage in Toronto.
Right, great place.
It was a couple years ago.
So also, yeah,
20
he has a new
2019,
album
I think.
coming out. So we're gonna. It should have been out last month.
He
He said April.
does.
He said April,
Yeah,
and
he's been talking about new music for
he
a while now.
yeah, it's coming. It's gonna come out. Like it's also
But
what he teases like 80s pop. It
yeah,
sounds like Hall and Oates.
yeah,
And I'm like, it sounds like Tears for Fears. And I'm like,
yeah.
so down for a John Mayer Tears for Fears album. Like, I mean, I love his
It's
guitar playing, but like, you know,
yeah, like the first time I saw him, the way he kind of broke his show up, he put it into like different chapters, and then one of them was the trio. So they played all the blues stuff, which was my fucking favorite thing of all time.
yeah,
Um,
the
the
truth.
last time I saw him, he didn't do that, but he was still fucking. He's still so good.
He did yeah. I mean, I really hope if I go see him, he does like a cover of like some, you know, like his Voodoo Child cover, like no one talks about. He did a Voodoo Child cover that fucking rips.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. I definitely would go to see him. Like I love his guitar, but like also Daughters. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
yeah. Also, you know what I mean? Like also like stop this. Like yeah, like he had also, and I said this before. Like maybe one of the greatest pop writers
yeah,
ever,
yeah,
ever,
definitely.
and guitar player. Like he's writing pop music. Like people don't get it. Like okay, you see you hear Ariana Grande and Bieber, nice, and they actually have some good writing too. They have some good songs that are well written, but don't get radio play because it doesn't have a Nicki Minaj feature. Anyways,
Mhm. Yeah,
um, like John Mayer's pop, like again, like Daughters, you know, Dream with a Broken Heart. Like just name them. Name the songs that are hits.
Yeah,
They're not just
like
they're not
even
just hits because they're like he might have made them for hits, but like to create those type of songs. Like
yeah,
I hear Daughters every day at Canadian Tire on the radio, Canadian Tire. Every day I hear Canadian Tire.
yeah, and
Every
it's songs
day.
like that.
And
It's
it
songs like
never gets old because your daughters turn into lovers, lovers turn into whatever mothers. So mothers become your daughters too.
yeah, there you
Okay.
go. It's something about like it's songs like that and like waiting on the world to change and like
Yeah.
it's all those fucking. He's had a lot of songs that slow dancing in a
Damn
burning room,
this
which is one of my favorite ones.
train. Yeah. Gravity, the greatest song ever. Gravity, the greatest song ever. There's like a meme where it's just like, uh, I just keep seeing on TikTok people like, oh, I'm gonna play this time, like talking about like they're gonna play Gravity, the greatest song ever. And they start playing like For Whom the Bell Tolls, like just some random, just like, or they play like super edited. I've seen it a couple times on TikTok, but he's great on TikTok, John Mayer.
He is great on TikTok.
Yeah, phenomenal actually, and super
Yeah.
funny for a 40-year-old man on TikTok.
He's
Uh,
so like he's one of those guys that he's like, yeah, he's 40, but like he could also be 27 because he's
that's
like fucking immature as shit.
Yeah, that's always been his thing. Is that he's a little immature baby, is what he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Dated Taylor Swift, you know. Anyways,
Yeah.
Jonathan
So
Mayer, God bless that guy.
Jonathan?
Stop this train, please. Oh, and Mike died again,
Jesus Christ.
and then Mike is back again. Again, like even like stop this train. Like I
Mhm.
think it's one of the. I mean, come on. I mean, it's writing. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to. Is it pretentious to say that it's one of the greatest written pop songs of the past 25 years, 30
I don't think
years?
so.
Like
That's fair to say, I think.
I mean, like tears. You know what I mean? Just waterfalls. Just when I listen to
Yeah.
that song.
He's
Uh,
he's one of those guys that he could write a song about something so kind of basic and make
yeah.
it sound like fucking beautiful as shit. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
just call it the Drake effect, where like you just say like things that don't really mean much, but mean a lot at the same time.
yeah,
It's like they could mean nothing and also everything.
right.
Just like had some fucking shrimp at some 5-star shrimp at Gelardo's, like just some like you know what I mean, like just like getting off of a train because it's like, you know what I mean, like what, like just
Yeah.
things that add up to like sound beautiful, and there's charisma when you say it,
Hmm.
vulnerability, like there's, yeah, and he knows these things.
Yeah.
John Mayer,
He
he
gets
knows
it.
these things. He's very aware of how talented he is, which is good
Yeah.
because you know
He knows he's got one of the best guitar faces on the planet.
yeah, I was watching once in a while. When I study, I just throw on some of that Dead and Company stuff. And yeah, when he plays and you just see him with like all those 75-year-old stoners, just like
Just vibing with it,
just
eh?
yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, this is the life, man. You made it, dog.
Yeah.
Just
And
keep
that's
singing.
that's what part of it. That's what makes him so fun to watch is because he's having so much fun doing it.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
you could tell he's feeling it all the time, you know.
That's one thing too with live performances is like if they don't want to, if you can tell them they're just doing it for the bag
Hmm.
because they can't make money anyway else because music industry,
Yeah.
um, you know, they may garner profit, but they may not
Hmm.
be getting that profit because music industry.
Yeah.
So a lot of especially when hip hop, a lot of the tours that you see, the tours in hip hop that you see, it's just they're touring because it's like they need the money.
Hmm.
It's just like them lip syncing and like singing over their songs, rapping over their songs,
Yeah.
and it's more of a party, and it's like that's cool. I get it. That kind of mosh pit type idea where it's like less performance, more energy. But
Right.
like you can't go wrong with like when I went to go see Drake, and it was like it was like a it was a full fledged performance on all aspects, like just production design and
Yeah.
the set list, like everything is pieced out to a T.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the way he comes in this, he had like this thin like screen come down with like effects, and it like made him into like this huge shadow when he was like moving around the effects, and like the lighting, and then he had a blow up Ferrari just come across the whole entire like the stage itself was like one giant. Anyways, like just everything.
Yeah.
It's like, and his energy, and like you watch Metallica, and it's like it's the same thing. It's like their energy and like their performance and like how they do things, and especially their old stuff, very
Hmm.
crowd involved. When they just start jamming for like 10 minutes, and then they're again like involving the crowd, and like John Mayer, who's like that kind of virtuoso performance where it's like you could just have a spotlight on him, and that's it.
Right.
And it's still one of the best concerts ever, probably.
Hmm.
Same as Prince. Prince is the same way live, which is why I think Prince is better than Michael Jackson, is because of his live talent,
Hmm.
just diverse talents. And um, anyways, fucking the Oscars suck. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Mikey?
Hopefully, hopefully a better one next year, but I'm not counting on it.
No, I mean next year's we're gonna have 30,000 movies coming out this year, hopefully, because they're all just gonna. I mean, either they're all coming out this year or next year. So one of these next Oscars is gonna be
Stacked shit.
packed with stuff. Or maybe it won't be the Oscars, but just in general movies. But if
Hmm.
if you look at the even after some things getting pushed back, like it's still a really tight release schedule
Oh yeah.
at the end the summer of this year. Even
Hmm.
starting at the end of the month, like things are getting A Quiet Place 2, I think, is slated for the end of this month, like in theaters.
Yep. Yeah.
So I
June.
mean, end of this month.
Yeah.
I swear it said like May 27th or something like that. I
Oh
was like,
yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it's just like you're gonna just keep getting all these movies, and I
Also, stop showing me fucking trailers for that movie. Just put out one. I get it. Like
yeah,
I don't need to
for
see the
real,
whole movie, but regardless, I'm excited for it.
100%. I mean, that
Oh,
movie
you
was
know what
coming out like
else too?
a
The
year and a half
Conjuring
ago.
3 trailer. Love that. Can't wait
I
for that
didn't I
movie.
didn't watch the trailer. I just didn't. I don't care enough about the Conjuring and I like Conjuring 1 and 2, but like I just what am I gonna? I'll watch the movie. You know what I mean? Like I'm not really concerned with what's going on. I just rather watch the movie, to be honest. I'd rather
Hmm.
just watch it. I don't have to
Yeah,
waste
it's
three. I
good.
don't have to.
It's
I
a
don't.
good
Have to, I
call.
don't have to waste 3 minutes of my time to watch. Vera
For them to
Farmiga.
show you all the jump scares.
Yeah, like and then watch Vera Farmiga just be like, you know what I mean, like the whole entire trailer.
Yeah.
So I didn't talk about Dead Poet Society on here yet, but I did watch it, and it's a decent movie. That's my review for Dead Poet Society. Shout
I
out to
watched that
Robin.
in
Shout,
high school.
shout out to Robin Williams, though.
What did I watch that
And
in?
young Ethan
One of my
Hawke.
one of my English classes. I think I watched that.
I probably because of Dead Poet Society, like just
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I forget how long ago that was though. Not like it matters. It's totally fucking irrelevant. But
It's a good movie. It's fine. I think a lot of people like it because spoiler alert, somebody kills themselves at the end, and they go, "Oh, it's so
yeah,
sad." Was slightly relatable, not relatable, but like the whole I want to go into this business, and your dad's like, "No," you know what I
hmm
mean? You gotta
yeah,
go to school and all that. You know what I mean? Like slightly relatable. Um, it's fine. Too long. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what to say. The ending was like so obvious as
yeah.
well. Um,
It's just one of those. It's like Robin
I don't know what
Williams
to
is
say about
great.
it. Like I'm not gonna sit here and like try and deep analyze this movie. Like
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I can critically, if you really want me to critically pick apart this movie, I could critically pick apart this movie. But like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like if
yeah,
you like that very melodramatic kind of John Hughes style
yeah,
fusion of stuff, which is very 80s, 90s, is a lot of that stuff,
yeah. Definitely.
especially with Robin Williams, um, where it's like it's funny but it's sad,
Hmm.
and there's kids, so it's like, oh, it's sweet, like innocence, and high school, and going to parties and getting girls. You know what I mean? Like that's in there.
Yeah.
You get some good emotional tension too with Robin Williams' character. lots of fun stuff, but it's nothing crazy in my opinion. And
Yeah, I mean, like
I believe
it's one of
Peter Weir
those
is the
that like,
director of that movie. He's great. He's fine.
yeah, I mean, it's one of those movies that it's kind of just like, a lot of people have seen it. We just kind of, yeah, it's a good movie, and then that's it. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
it's just one of those. It's like, yeah, it's all right. If you've never seen it, maybe watch it. But
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, then you're not really missing a whole lot. But Robin Williams is great in that movie. He really is really good.
yeah, I mean, he's good in most things that he's done.
Yeah, except for nothing. And that's it.
Flubber.
Oh my god.
Remember that fucking movie?
Yes. When I was a kid, I
Oh
was like
man,
obsessed with Flubber for no reason.
fuck, throwback to like fucking.
Missy Doubtfire.
Oh, Mrs. Doubtfire is a classic.
I was never huge into it though, as most kids. I thought it was
That was a
cool.
funny movie. It's one of those like you think it's funnier when you're a kid.
Yeah, my brother just watched The Mask again, and he's like, "It's not. It was a lot better when I was a kid." That
Yeah,
movie. He's like a lot of editing choices and visual effects choices, and like
yeah,
just acting
it's
wise, Cameron Diaz is just, you know,
yeah,
he's like, it's not that. It's just Jim Carrey for that
yeah.
movie.
It's I feel like that's a lot of his movies are kind of like that.
It's Jim Carrey with like a shit supporting cast.
Yeah, like, pretty much. Like
Yeah.
it's
Well, what's decent? I mean, that's not true exactly. I mean, I'm sure there's like, I mean, Truman Show is definitely not that. But like, I mean, you look at, I don't know, like Liar Liar. You know what I mean? Like it's just Jim Carrey and like
Jennifer
it's
Tilly. Why do you talk like that? It's like,
exactly. Um
hi. It's just like fucking. Are you dying? Like, what's wrong with your fucking throat?
also Jim Carrey, you know? Jim Carrey now, like, hey man, play Dr. Eggman more. Also,
Do
yeah,
more good things.
I love him as Dr. Eggman. It's such a
I
fun.
heard he was really good in that movie though.
I told you, I mean, he should have went more over the top, and you could tell he's holding it back.
Yeah.
But he was going off with that. He just ran with it, man.
He just totally went for it.
Oh yeah, but you can tell the studio's like, take it easy, Jim. Just take it easy. It's a Sonic movie. We're trying to get kids to like this, not be scared. And he's like, you know what I mean? That's just him in every role now, or every role when he's in a kids movie. It's just like
Yeah.
that's just him the whole entire time. It's just, anyways. I think that's it. Clip
What a
that. You know what I'm
great
saying?
time.
Clip it. What time is it? I'm gonna spend the next not hour editing this because I worked this whole entire weekend, so I'm probably gonna put this out hopefully tomorrow night. Hopefully, actually, I can get quite a bit of editing done in the morning. Anyways, thank you for listening or watching, whatever the fuck you feel like doing. This probably went way too long. This has got to be like an hour and a half, almost.
It's
Yeah,
yeah, pushing it, yeah.
and we just talked about nothing for 45 minutes. So I think we talked about the finale of Winter Soldier. Maybe we didn't. Sue me. Loki starts in a month.
On Wednesdays. Wow, what a fucking big deal.
Who cares? Is that just me? Like, who cares starts on Wednesday? My brother was like, it's stupid. I'm like, what do you
Who gives
care?
a fuck?
What do you care?
Like,
What are you doing that's so important on Wednesday
yeah,
compared
like
to a
what else are
Friday?
you doing? What I like the extra 2 days makes a fucking difference. Also, because I think the Star Wars one comes out on the Fridays now, so I think that they didn't want to double book.
Yeah, they didn't want to pull
I
they
think
didn't
that
want to
was the
pull a
reason
thing,
for it.
whatever they call those things.
But who gives a fuck? Just watch it on Friday then. How about that? It'll come
Yeah,
out Wednesday. You
yeah,
don't want to watch it on Wednesday? Watch it on Friday and shut
yeah,
the fuck up about it because it's not a big deal.
yeah,
Problem solved.
yeah,
Look at that.
yeah. You figured it out, eh, Mikey?
I just solved your fucking problems for you, world. You're welcome.
Psychology PhD right there, baby. That's what it does for you. He figured it out. He figured it out with the psychology. If you don't want to watch it on a Wednesday, Don't watch it on a Wednesday. Jack Nicholson. Thank you, guys. If you want to watch it on a Friday, just watch it on a Friday.
Don't laugh. This ain't reality TV. I just watched that again the other night.
You did?
It's so good. The Departed, you know?
All right, we're out. See you guys.